Hi, and welcome to Ask Leah. Tonight's question came in after an interview I did on ABC Gippsland yesterday. I was quite scathing of Collingwood Football Club's handling of the press conference on Monday when they were responding to the release and the leaked release of the Do Better report into racism at the club. So I spoke about this on ABC Gippsland, and a question came in to me about, well, Leah, what would you have done differently? How would you have handled it better? So I wanted to share some of my tips tonight on what really is crisis communication 101. And to be frank, it astounds me that a sporting club as big as Collingwood got this one so wrong. Now, let me say off the bat, I'm a Collingwood supporter. So seeing what went down on Monday horrified me, and it broke my heart. Aside from the sadness I felt, more than sadness, the anger at, the treatment and the systemic racism that some of our players endured over the years, the way the press conference was handled was atrocious. So, tips for how it could have been done better. Number one, if you have a difficult message to convey, go and put it out there proactively. And I know this can be hard for organisations. Sometimes it is tempting to go, maybe we'll just sit on it and hope nothing gets out. Now, Collingwood had always said they commissioned this independent report. They had always said they would make it public, and, I'd like to think that they were going to stay true to that. But they got this report mid-December, and they'd been sitting on it since then. So something this controversial and this big news is always going to leak. So yes, get your messaging set, but you're always best to proactively go out with the message as soon as you can if you want to avoid it being leaked. Number two, don't try to spin it. And this is the bit that really was their undoing. When Eddie McGuire, the president of the club, opened that press conference with, this is a proud and historic day for our club. Really trying to talk up, how good Collingwood was by commissioning this report and what great things they're doing. To say that grated is an understatement. It was a train wreck. You don't try to spin something as damning as that report is into a positive. I mean, it was clear from the start that this was probably going to be spinned by the fact that there was no sponsorship logos behind them. Okay, so it was almost like they showed up on the defensive, on the attack. And unfortunately, you saw this real blustering kind of response that got the journos angry straight away. And why did it end up so combative, that press conference? Because of that blustering way that Eddie started it off. If you have to deliver a difficult message or confront something your organisation has done that is as serious and has had such devastating impact as racism in your organisation, you don't show up saying that it's a proud day for your club. You show up with humility, with empathy, with vulnerability, and with courage to own your mistakes, to acknowledge the hurt that you have caused people, and to then absolutely commit to doing better. Now, I hope that that's what's there at Collingwood. And, yes, they did answer a lot of questions afterwards, and they have shone a light on what has happened at that club for many years. Yes, there will be other organisations and clubs that have similar issues, but we're not trying to discount what's happened and what is in this report. Strong leadership, good leadership, and great crisis communication is where you face up to it, you own it, you acknowledge it, you have that humility and compassion, and then you can earn people's respect. Then you can go into the fact that you commissioned this report because you did understand that it was something the club needed to address. You can then talk that, but you don't spin it. You don't try to present it as something it's not. So hopefully there are some other sporting clubs and organisations watching this and taking this advice on board. Proactively go out there, own the message, and own up to your mistakes with humility, vulnerability, and grace. And then, and only then, can you have the best chance of keeping people with you as you move forward. Cheers.